This is Vanessa Howie. And I'm going to turn the volume down on this just a little bit. There we go. In this video, now I am a certified trainer. If you want to see my the links to my credentials, I'm going to try to put them in the description below. I'm going to do my best to go through all these, and I know you can't see it from this angle, bicep exercises. I have a set of dumbbells here. I may break out some of the bigger dumbbells, the heavier ones. I'll be using a variety of props. Some of them I'll just stand and do or be seated, putting a little pin in my hair. And for others, I will tilt the camera up a little bit more because I'll be standing, doing those. And for others, I might use a stability ball, which is over here in the corner. For the first one, I'll do reverse curls. Do that one standing. So I'll tilt the camera up. There we go. So you can see, I have a pair of 5-pound dumbbells here. Now for regular bicep curls, you would do this motion here, pinning your elbows into the waist and doing this. Now, for reverse curls, instead of having your palms facing the room or away from you, you have your palms facing almost like your body. Your palms facing your body almost. You're still going to bend from the elbows, but it's going to be this motion here. I'll show you the front view. When you do this, you want to brace your core. Now you will feel it in the bicep, however, you will also feel it in this area right here. You might still feel it in the under part, the bottom part of the forearm, but you will definitely feel it in here as well. That is an assisting muscle. So, this is reverse curls. Now some people know reverse curls as doing this. Having your seated here, having your arms draped over your wrists and doing this. And that's all fine and good. It still works the arms. It doesn't work the bicep though. And those I call reverse wrist curls because the wrist is the only part of the body that is doing the motion. That's what I call reverse wrist curls. Okay, an alternating bicep curl. I will get out a set of 7s for this. A little weight nook. Okay. I'll be standing for this one. I'll show you front and then a side view. Alternating bicep curls. Palms are going to face the room or away from you. Bicep curl and bicep curl. Now, if this feels too slow to you, then what you can do, bring one arm up, and then as this arm is coming down, bring the other arm up. Now there's a reason that I don't have this on here. The reason I don't have it on there, I want to show you the side view on why I don't have it on there. When you do this, there's no momentum involved. And I have a split stance here with my feet. When you do this, there's no momentum involved. When you do this, you have one arm up here, and then you switch. You see there's a slight sway with my upper body as I do that. That's not too bad. However, when you start to get tired, this motion here starts to occur. And you start whipping that weight. That's the reason that I'm not switching like that. I have one bicep curl and then the other bicep curl. It takes the momentum out of the work. That's the only reason that I took the switching portion out of it. Okay, concentration curls. Now, I'm going to show you concentration curls that can be done in 2 different ways. One I'll show you on the step since I have this step here. And the other one I'll show you on the stability ball. While the step is here, I'm going to show it to you that way. Now, seated on the bench here, you want your legs to be wide. The wider your legs are, the better, more stability you're going to be. Because if you have your legs like this, you're not going to be able to put the arm in here and do the concentration curl like that. It's not going to work. Open the legs up wide. Working arm. Braces on the inside of the thigh. That same thigh. Opposite hand is going to be on the opposite leg. So, you're braced down here. Bending only from the elbow. Curl it up. Okay? If you do not have the flexibility to do this, then what you can do is come down to the floor. This way your torso is closer to your legs. Now you're not going to get as much range of motion out of this. However, you will still be able to get a concentration focusing in this area here. Okay? That you can do as well. Now, the second one, I want to show you the variation on the concentration curl is using the stability ball. Tilting it down just slightly. There we go. And by the way, when you're done with one side, switch and do the other. Some people just do the one side. Well, you just said to do the one side. You just showed the one side on the video. Well, if you have two arms, two limbs, do the same thing on the other side. People usually do that. Brace it. Now I'm going to do the opposite arm on this device because I showed you the right arm on the step. But it's the same setup. Here, starting at the bottom and curling. Now the reason some people like this prop here is because it is an unstable surface and it moves around. So it challenges the core more. And that's fine. Just remembering to not put a lot of emphasis like this. You see how it's bouncing? That's the only reason that I am not the biggest fan of doing concentration curls on a stability ball. You can do it, but you have to be very careful on your range of motion and your speed. Okay. Now, before I do the next exercise, let me preface by saying, or let me state, I am not certified in doing any kind of kickboxing in any way, shape, or form. The information that I have on this is from the DVDs that I have done. That's it. Okay? Having said that, this will be a hook and an uppercut. Okay? Split stance. Weight primarily in the front foot. Part of it is also in the back. So when you're doing the hook motion, well, the weight's in that front foot. When you do the uppercut, like you're coming over and you're going to punch someone in the jaw. Like that. Hopefully not yourself. Then what you do is you take the weight and you pivot it. Put the emphasis into the glute and pivot onto that back foot to get the power, to get that hook in there. So, hook, up, core tight. Hook, upper. Hook, upper. You do not have to use speed here, but I promise you, you do that enough, your tummy will feel it, your glutes will feel it, your legs will feel it, your arms will feel it. And if you want to see it on the other side, hook, upper. Same form as before, but switching sides. Hook, upper. Really, when you do that hook, come up and around behind and really put power into that torso. Hook, upper, upper, hook, upper. Like I said, I do not have certifications in this. I'm going strictly based on the DVD series that I have that you see in the background. Jab, cross. Still staying with that preface. Split stance. When you do the jab, you go across the body. Rotate the torso. Punch. Now don't lock out the arm. Just before the point where your arm would lock out, that's your finish point, and then you spring it back. It's spring-loaded. Like that. Okay? If you're not sure how far out to go, do it slow to get the range of motion down. Because there's some people that will do that and they'll throw out their elbow or their shoulder and not realize that they've done it. It feels weird, they say. So first practice it. Get the range of motion down. That's fine. When the muscle memory, when the muscle remembers how you were taught to do that, the brain connects with the muscle and says, oh, this is how I'm supposed to do this. Okay, so don't go this far, go this far. Okay, got it. When you get that down, then you can put the cross in. When you do the cross, that same pivoting motion happens. Toe, thrusting through the hip, thrusting through the glute, to go across the body. Torso moves. Okay? So, jab, cross, jab, cross, jab, cross. And imagine that the person that you're trying to hit people, some of my clients have asked me when I have them to do this, with weights or without, how high, meaning chest level, shoulders, head, whatever. I said, imagine that you have someone that is the same height as you that's trying to kick you or punch you. And you have to, because you can go various directions, various heights doing this all the way up and as far over in a clock formation as though you're being surrounded by a gang or something. Hopefully that won't happen. But when you are doing the motion, first start doing it at shoulder height. When you get better at it, you can vary the angles that you play with. So going up here or going down there. First start at shoulder height and then work your way up or down from there. Jab, cross, jab, cross. Now see, I'm working along the horizontal plane here. I'm going further over. And then coming closer to the camera or more in line with the camera. Because you can go horizontal as well as vertical. Both apply. So play with it a little bit. See what you think. Okay. The next one is a cross-body bicep curl. Now, this one, I think I need to get the other step out to show you. I could show you on that step. Let me see. Yeah, I might be able to show you on this one, but I may have to turn it to the side, so I'll get the small one since it's going to be easier for me to maneuver around it. If I have a big bulky step, a long step, it may not be as easy for me to maneuver around it as this is. So, I'm going to use the 7-pounder because I know that I will likely be able to do it. Now, what I do is I put one foot on here. The only reason I do that is to protect my low back, nothing more. If I did not need to protect my low back, I put the hand here and have the arm dangling in front. Now, a front view of this would be showing it this way because the bicep is going to do this curl here. Okay? Now, since I'm going to be doing it in this position, I will do it like this. And what I do with this arm is I make a fist and I place it here. Okay? And have it along this line. Now, I need to get into position on the front and show you the alignment. So, Sorry. I'll get in front here. Elbow in position, arm in position. Now I have it slightly in front because when I do this curl, if I have it close to my leg, it's going to hit the leg and I'm not going to be able to do the bicep curl. So I'm going to turn the arm, the moving arm, ever so slightly out. Ever so slightly out. And the foot back a little bit to get that curl motion in there. Now I've decided to switch from doing the fist to cupping it. To cupping that bicep. This is called a cross-body bicep curl. Because essentially, and there's another cross-body bicep curl that I'm going to show you, that if this is too complicated for you, I'll show you the modification, which doesn't require a step really. You can stand to do it. And the reason that a lot of people call it a cross-body is when you're doing it, you're going across your body for the bicep curl. Now, for the variation, if this is too complex, all the angles are a little bit too much for you to remember, it's okay. Tilting it up slightly. There we go. What you do is, you remember, palms are facing the room, elbows are into the side. One hand is going to come across the body, touching the opposite pectoral or the opposite chest. This is also called cross-body biceps. It works the same generalized area. There are some people that like more intensity, and that's why I showed the previous variation to this one in addition. Okay. Now, hammer curl into a regular curl. I don't need this. Move that out of my way. Hammer curl into regular. There's rotation involved. I'll show you front and side views. I have a split stance here with the feet, bracing the core. Palms are starting facing my body. Bend at the elbows, curling up. Now, halfway up, you rotate. The palms are now going to face the body. Finish. And when you finish, the weights are close to the chest. Bring the weight back down and rotate back to the original position. I'll do that again. I used to call this a rotation bicep curl or bicep curl with rotation, and people couldn't quite get it. So I said hammer curl into regular curl, and they're like, oh, I get it. So you can call it either one, as long as you're able to do it. Side view. Palms facing the body to start. Bending at the elbows. Rotating as you bring the hand up. Pausing roughly at chest line. Bringing it back down. Rotating as you do so. And I am going slow, but it's mostly for the educational benefit. You do not have to go this slow. If you know how to do it, then this is how you do it. There you go. Fast uppercuts. The prefacing on the kickboxing still stands. Fast uppercuts. Okay. This one, I'm going to have my feet close to hip distance. But on this one, when you do the uppercut, you're going to push into the toe, into the heel, thrusting through the hip, rotating through the torso to get the uppercuts. Okay? Now, you almost have to rotate the torso so much when you're doing this that it's more core It's going to feel like it's more abdominals than biceps, but you will still feel it in your arms. So upper, 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 upper. And the faster, the more, the better you get at this. The more you do it, the better you get. The better you get, the more you will feel it in your biceps. That was the fast uppercuts. Preacher curls on a stability ball. Get the ball. I'm going to use a 5-pound dumbbell for this because when I am on a stability ball, what a lot of people may not understand is there is a, tilt that down slightly. There is a mechanical shift. So if you did a preacher curl like this, just hinging over like on a step, it may not be as bad. But I find that when I'm on a stability ball, when I'm leaning on one, I have to pick a lighter weight because when I lean on that stability ball, now you could use one that is higher, more inflated. I have one in the back that's more inflated. But when I do it, arm in front, and sometimes I find that it's easier for me to do it when I'm almost starting with the weight semi-rested on the floor, almost. Doing it this way, with the feet split, and doing it this way. Sometimes. Now, there are times when I can lean back, and I have the strength in my biceps to do it this way. You only go as far down as the bicep says you can. If this is as far down as you can go, that's fine. If this is as far down as you can go, that's fine too. And I'm finding that my feet being straight behind me is working to help increase my balance better than this is. So you do what works for you. And if you do not have a stability ball, then what you do is you need to get onto a bench here. Place your hand on your knee and do this. Now, if you have too much girth here, widen the legs and try that same thing again. Okay? Or put something to cushion the elbow here so that you can do this preacher curl. But the arm, this elbow, the whole point of doing the preacher curl is the arm is elevated and this motion is occurring. That's the whole point of doing that exercise, to what I have read. If anybody has anything else that they want to add or share, fine. I have no problem with that. My ego is fully in check. This is just for those people that are not sure what to do, or they're former clients of mine and they just don't have the money to go out and buy PT. What is playing now? Oh, I do not want to listen to that. No, thanks. Alright. I was listening to Spotify. Okay. Now, just enough time to show the last two exercises. Yay. Jab, cross, elbow, strike. I'll thank Kathy Friedrich for that one. Thank you. What you do, let me double check the time I have here. Okay, I may have just enough time to do one, if not two. Jab, cross, elbow, strike. So, the same form pointers for the jab and the cross. With the elbow strike, you're going to do jab, cross. With the elbow strike, you curl the arm where the shoulder is close. The hand is closer to the shoulder. Sorry, and you bring that elbow, slice it across the air. So jab, cross. Sorry, Jab, cross, elbow strike. So when you're starting, if you're wanting to, doesn't matter which hand you start with, you jab, cross, and elbow strike. So jab, cross, elbow strike. Then jab, cross, elbow strike. You can do alternating sides, or if you want to finish off with one arm doing the elbow strike for a certain number of sets, then when you start with the jab, it's the opposite arm starting. So jab, cross, elbow strike. Sorry, same arm. I'm sorry. Jab, cross, elbow strike. Okay. I'm sorry, there are 3 motions, which means 1, 2, and then 3. You're going to... So the same arm, I always get that confused. I'm so sorry. The same arm that you finish the elbow strike with, you start the jab with. There you go. Okay. I knew that I would get it. I just needed a moment. The same pivoting with the feet, that applies as the previous jab crosses as well. And with the elbow strike, you still push into the foot, pivot around to get the power through that strike. Okay? Barbell curl. I'm not going to use an actual barbell. I'm going to be using this. Okay? It's from the firm. I'm not trying to promote their products. I just happen to have this in my house. Pin the elbows into your waist. This is a side view. Barbell curl. Now this is just straight out from the side of my body. Now if you want to get more at an angle, you take your arms out to the side and do this here. Okay. If you want to get more narrow, come in super close and do this. This is standard grip. Putting it on my thigh, adjusting it, and wider grip. Keeping the elbows in so you don't want them to poke out. If you poke them out, it's going to work the back. Okay. That is it for the bicep exercises. I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did or do, then you may subscribe. If you have already subscribed, go ahead and click the like button at the bottom. I think the next set of exercises I'll be showing are going to be tricep exercises, which I'll be doing shortly. And then after that, I think it's shoulders. So I may actually do triceps and shoulders in the same segment. We shall see. Bye.